today we are going to learn how to make a really fun upcycled Valentine's Day craft, some cork love bugs. I'm going to go over step by step how to make these, as well as the materials you can use from home to do this. If you live close to Blue Jay or just want to take a little trip, we'll actually have some craft starter packs to make your own love bug. You can find them at the Education Center on the front porch for pickup, and we'll have these out until Valentine's Day. But before we go and figure out how to make these crafts, let's talk for a moment about cork. It's a substance that we often use in everyday life but don't think a whole lot about. Cork is viewed as a very sustainable, eco-friendly product. It's really great for use because it's waterproof, it's fire resistant, it's a very good insulator, and it's very flexible, which means we can use it a lot of different ways. In interior designing, they'll often use it for cork flooring. In sports, it's used to help create a lot of different materials, such as a baseball. If we were to cut this baseball in half, the center of it and what they wrap everything else around is a piece of cork. You can also find them in shuttlecocks for badminton or table tennis paddles. They've also been used in the layering to create heat shields in rockets. A lot of designers are getting into faux leather products, and one of them is cork. As we said, it's very flexible and you can make very beautiful purses, bags, coin wallets out of them. You also might know them as a cork pushpin board that you use at home or at school. And one of the most famous ways we often see cork is as the wine bottle stopper. And this is what we're going to use today to start our project. But let's talk for just a moment about where cork comes from. Cork comes from cork oak trees, scientific name Quercus suber, where it naturally grows in Southeast Europe and Northwest Africa. The vast majority of cork comes from either Portugal or Spain. Once the trees are about 25 years old, the cork is traditionally stripped from the trunks every 9 years. Cork production is generally considered eco-friendly and sustainable because the cork tree is not cut down to obtain the cork. Instead, only the bark is stripped to harvest it. The tree continues to live and grow and can reach 200 to 300 years old. The sustainability of production and the easy recycling of cork products and byproducts are two of its most distinctive features. Cork oak forests also prevent desertification and are a particular habitat in the Iberian Peninsula that is a refuge to various endangered species. If you want to watch a short video on how cork is harvested, check out a link to a great video in our description. So, now that you've learned a little bit more about cork, let's learn how to make these cork love bugs. Supplies that everybody will need to gather is a sharpened pencil, a Sharpie, some old pair of scissors, kid scissors, glue, and either some paint or a marker. It doesn't really matter what colors you choose, you get to make it your own. So make it special however you like to. Now, if you're able to pick up a packet of craft supplies here, then you don't need the other supplies I'm talking about, but if you're not able to, these are the other supplies you will need to gather. Some scrap pieces of paper, again, our piece of cork, comes from our wine bottle, some pipe cleaners, a scrap of yarn, and some googly eyes. So Between a lot of these steps, you might need to have a little drying time, just depending on what you're using. So this love bug I painted and let dry. This one I just used a smelly marker on. I still need to let it dry just a little bit, but that's your very first step. The second step is to make some heart wings with your scraps of paper. So to do this, you just want to fold your paper in half, and take your pencil, and along the folded edge, you want to draw half a heart. It does not have to be very big. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut my heart out. And then I will open it up, and I can measure it against my love bug here, my cork, to see if it's the right size. If it's too big, just cut it down a little bit smaller. And you can put a heart in a heart like this one, or you can just do one color or two colors. I already have my other one cut out, and they'll go together to become our wings. So after you cut out your hearts, you want to take your sharpened pencil and decide which side is the top of your love bug, and you want to poke 2 holes for later in the top. You can really press it down in there. All right, just like that. And I'll do the same to this guy. Just like that. All right, so this is the part where either you can use your regular sort of school glue, or if you don't want as much drying time in between, because you do need to let a little bit between times for using that, you can use a hot glue gun. Now I do recommend is you use this with supervision, or have an adult do it if you are not old enough to be handling a hot glue gun, because these can burn you. So do please be careful. All right. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on my eyes. So I'm going to put one spot here, one spot here. And I'm doing a hot glue gun just so we can do this a little bit quicker on video. So I'm going to stick my eye on. Stick my eye on. We'll just give that a few seconds to dry. The next thing you want to do is tie on your little yarn. It's like a little scarf for your love bug. If you have a lot of extra scarf, you can always cut off excess. That's fine. You're going to take your heart wings, and what I like to do is use a little bit of glue and go ahead and glue that together. Let it dry for just a second. And then I'm going to put a little glue on the back. Where the wings are going to stick on. It's coming together. All right. Then you take your pipe cleaners. If these are too big, this is where you want to use your old scissors. Pipe cleaners are metal. You don't want to use a nice sharp pair of scissors, your good ones. Use old ones. If you like the size, that's fine. And you want to poke your pipe cleaner, try to find that hole, and poke your pipe cleaner down in it. Now, you can leave your head nice and straight like that, or you can curl it with your hands. You can also use that pencil and take that pencil and just sort of curl it around it. Like that, just like that. Finding the hole is the hardest part. And curl it. There's really no wrong way to do these. You can make them however you like to. All right, and we're getting close to the end. And the last thing you want to do, if you want to, is you can give them a cute little smile. And then since I used hot glue, I'm going to take off any of that sort of extra hot glue stuff. And there is your Cork Love Bug. Thank you so much for joining me and making these little cork love bugs. I hope now you know a little bit more about cork as well, and maybe you'll think of some other creative and fun ways to use these little wine cork stoppers for other crafts. If you want to share any of your awesome love bugs with us on social media, please find our Blue Jay Facebook page. We'd love to see your pictures and see what you guys made. And we hope you guys have a very happy Valentine's Day.